Hey guys, what's going on? Tracy Warner here again in my shop. I thought I'd start doing a little bit of vlogging. That way if I don't have a build video, I'm at least getting something out to you guys. And I'm not really sure where I want to take the vlog exactly. That's where I kind of need your help. I'm going to talk about some things today. I'm thinking of maybe doing this kind of a behind the scenes. Or I simply pick a topic and go from there. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. Never vlogged before. This is the first one again for me. I think I should be able to get, one vlog out a week. I don't think that'd be a real problem, unless my schedule all of a sudden gets real crazy. But so as some of you have seen, I am new to YouTube. This has been a whole learning experience. I learned so much. I did a couple videos. I've got one out now, or no, I've got two out now. Sorry, got two out now. The first build video, it was better than expected. Really, I wasn't expecting that kind of views or anything like that. A lot of the top YouTubers and whatnot, people I've been learning from, they all say you're gonna put out a video and you're not gonna get very many views, or very many likes or comments, whatever, till you actually get going. And actually, I was kind of surprised. I did better than I thought I was. So that's definitely a big plus for me. I put out a wine rack video here about 2 weeks ago, and that's the one I'm talking about, where I got real good reviews. Right now I'm filming prior to releasing my second video, which is some real small storage boxes for drawers and whatnot, things like that. And I did the drawer one actually first in the actual recording, and the wine rack was actually my newest build. And I don't know, I just felt the need to get that one out first. And looking back now, between my first video and my last video, I can tell a huge difference. I can tell I actually learned a lot in my editing. I did better in music. I actually wrote my own music. I can't play an instrument, but there's this really awesome app on phones now where you can come up with beats and add instruments and things like that. So that's how I did that, and I actually think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think of it. I learned a lot off of the experience of just even the very first video release. I'm pretty much stumbling my way through all this. So if I screw up too bad, please be kind. And if you guys got any tips on anything, I would really love to hear them. And you never know, you might be helping out somebody else too. So a new video that will be coming out, hopefully not too long from now. I did a wood lathe video. I built my own wood lathe, and I built one prior, but that one I built off. I don't remember the guy's name. He did a video on it, and out of all of them I've seen, his was by far looked, just better quality. You weren't going to have problems with it. All the other videos I could see where there was potential for problems, but his was the best, and it was all out of wood. So I made mine all out of wood, out of just regular old plywood, and it did the trick. But my bearings for my main drive shaft are actually they're going bad, and because they're made out of wood, I didn't expect them to last that long anyway. But I figured I'll make me a metal one. I'll actually cut all the angle iron and weld it and all this and that, and actually put real bearings on there. And I actually got a chuck off of Amazon, and a friend of mine he does a lot of machining, he actually cut threads in it so that my new chuck will adapt on my shaft, and so on and so forth. And I just thought all around it'd be a better way, because then I can get better chucks, better your tips for your tailstock ends and things like that. You can get a lot better stuff. So I'm trying to make it to where I can buy these nicer parts for your lathe and it'll still fit on my homemade lathe. I did not do a video on it. I started doing a little editing on the video I had shot, and long story short, it was boring. I cut everything down, and basically it was 30 seconds of me cutting metal and then another 30 seconds of me welding, and that was the majority of what the build was. So it bored me to tears, and I don't want to bore you guys. So I'll probably do a review on it and just kind of show you how I did it, rather than actually doing it and showing you, if that makes any sense. That way I can, if you're looking to build your own lathe, you can take some of the design I got and how I did it and make your own. Another project coming up is actually a stand for that lathe. Recently I've just thrown it on a table, clamped it down, and it made it work. That's all it was. For this new lathe, I think I'm actually going to use it more. So I want to actually build a nice stand for it. A little bit of organization, as far as where your chisels go and things like that. And, trying to get some kind of control over the chips, because if you've never used a lathe before, watch any video, there's lathe chips or wood chips everywhere. So I want to try to incorporate something into my stand. I myself am a beginner at the wood lathe. I've done metal lathe before. I'm no expert by any means, but the wood lathe just didn't really appeal to me, and I really didn't get into it much. And then I seen a guy, and if you guys haven't seen him before, I will put a link down below. But Kyle Toth, that guy does some amazing lathe work. He does a thing called segmented turning, and that really got me pumped and excited and inspired me. And so that was the big reason I wanted to get a lathe, now. The guy does amazing work. You guys really got to go check him out. The wood lathe I built out of wood, that one I actually learned a lot on. The main reason I built one out of wood was basically because I didn't know how often I would actually use it. So I figured I'll go cheap now, build a wood lathe, and see how often I actually really do use it. And if I used it a lot, okay, now I know, it's worth me going out and buying a lathe. And I found out actually I use it quite a bit, really. One of the things I really learned was how to hold your chisels and stuff, because I thought I had an idea, and my first time I turned, it was horrible. Did not look as easy as everyone made it. But then I found out, I was doing it wrong. And I knew, even though I had a homemade lathe, I expected better, and I knew it wasn't the lathe's fault, it was my fault, because I'm learning. And another part was I don't have the proper chisels, or to do that kind of stuff. So I was using, like, your hammer chisel. That's what I was using. Ain't the great, but they did do the job somewhat better. I ended up actually making one myself. Just grabbed a hunk of iron I had around, and then just added that tip there, sanded that flat, and actually it's longer, so that actually helped too, so I could really grab it better. I wish I would have made it a little longer, but that's what I had. So my current big project is my wood shop. I am upgrading my work area there. I started out with I think it was a 6x10 plastic shed, and it worked. I didn't really plan on going anywhere with my woodworking. Just I need a shelf, I built a shelf, kind of thing. And as I got more into it, I started buying more and more tools, fancier tools, things I honestly didn't think I'd ever really buy because I wouldn't have a need for them. But I very quickly grew out of that. And in the summer months, it wasn't no big deal because I just, my table saw, it takes up, that bench I have, it takes up a huge amount of space. Well, anytime I needed it, I would just roll it over by the door, open the doors, of course, roll it by there, and I'd have all the room I need to do that. In the winter months, it don't work so good. So that was one thing I planned on, and I kind of screwed up on it, but not in a way I did, in a way I didn't. I spent the winter planning, I did it on SketchUp too, trying to figure out how many 2x4s I need, how many 2x6s I need, what's, plywood's going to cost, all this and that, and coming up with a rough number. And my wife kind of brought up to my attention that, because my size I was going to build was just a little bit bigger, not, huge compared to what I already had. She goes, why don't you do bigger? If you got the room, you can do it, just do it. And so then I came up with another estimate on what everything was going to cost. Got the money saved up, went to start building, very quickly realized I had saved up enough for the smaller one, not the bigger one, which was only, I think, like $300 more. However, another mistake I made in all my planning was I did not account for the cost of nails, screws, drip edge, your caulking and your silicones and all that to get everything sealed up around windows and whatnot. I didn't account for any of that. So I kind of got shorted. I shorted myself. So right now the building is up, but I don't have a roof right now. Right now there's a tarp over it, and that's currently my roof, which through the summer I will have to work towards getting that all taken care of. And I don't think it's going to be that bad. Couple $100 and some hard work, and I'll have her, the outside done anyway. The inside, I didn't really plan on my figurings because I figured even in the winter months, I can just do it as I need it, or as I can afford it, or whatever. So that's kind of where that stands. But the thing with it all is I have a shed next to my plastic shed, and that was just storage mainly. I had to take everything out of there, find a new home for it, so that I could at some point tear that one down. Well, I was gonna do that right up until I figured, what am I gonna do with all my my table saws, my clamps, just all my woodworking stuff. So I decided I'll move everything that's in my little wood shop, I'll move it into that other shed, then move my plastic shed away from my build area, because that's right where I'm putting the new shed. And then I would simply take everything and put it back in the plastic shed, then tear down the wood shed, or the the wooden one, and then I would still have my tools, I still have access to everything I need, and I could still bring up my building. The bad part is I didn't move it far enough. So right now I got some tools in that new shed. Because I don't have a roof, I don't really want to put my more expensive tools, especially electric tools. I don't want them in there yet, just in case. You never know. But one tool I would really like to get in there is my table saw. And as you can see, I don't have room to get my table saw out of the doors because my other shed is in the way. So what it comes down to is I'm going to have to pretty much finish my roof, finish the outside, get everything out of the plastic shed, take it apart with my table saw still inside, so I can take the sides off so that I can get to my table saw. And yeah, it's just horrible. And because whenever I moved everything into that plastic shed for the second time, it was more like I just mainly need the things that I'm going to need to build this, and by then I can move everything out. And so right now I have tools everywhere. So finding what I need is a real big pain in the butt. But it is what it is, and I just got to roll with punches. I have my plastic shed still up, has a bunch of stuff in that. I have my new shed, which has some of my tools in it, not a lot, but some. And then I also have some in this shed. So yeah, their tools are just spread out everywhere, and I can't walk in anywhere because one's under construction. The other one was just, all my stuff thrown into for the time, because I figured once I get the roof and the siding and all that done, I can throw everything inside. That didn't go as planned, as you can see, but what do you do? But that's all for this vlog. Let me know what you guys think. You know, if you like me rambling, or if you like a topic, or I'll give you a little bit of mix of both. But I do plan on doing it at least weekly. That way, if I get behind for whatever reason, I don't have a build video, I'm at least giving you guys something. So that's my goal is probably to release some on Wednesdays, and I'll just try that out, see how that works. Shouldn't be too big a deal, but thanks for stopping by and watching this, and I hope to see you guys next time, and look forward to more and more builds and more vlogs, and we'll just see where it all goes. So thanks for watching, guys.